Can't believe the election is here already.
That is a lot of Lucas.
Oh, hey, Elizabeth.
This is going to be our biggest election ever.
I haven't seen Nathan in several days.
It looks like Hallmark's all about keeping their top money-making series going strong, especially with 3 guaranteed returns for The Way Home Season 4. Plus, we've got the prequel series to Now, and Great American Family has locked in the Season 2 premiere for April 6, 2025. There's also some buzz about a January issue of Production Weekly listing 4 new Hallmark shows, including When Calls the Heart Season 13. So here's everything we know so far about Season 13 and more. At this point, Hallmark hasn't officially confirmed anything, which has led some fans to wonder if they might have accidentally picked up old info. But with confirmed shows like Netflix's Black Dove Season 2 and 3 Body Problem Season 2 also mentioned in the same issue, that seems unlikely. Other shows like Chicken Sisters 2, True Justice 2, and Haunted Harmony Mysteries Death in D Minor were also listed alongside When Calls the Heart. Speaking of 3 Body Problem Season 2, Netflix now has a chance to redeem itself for a major mistake it made with a sci-fi show from a few years ago. While Netflix doesn't usually dive deep into sci-fi, 3 Body Problem Season 1 was a standout, and now, with the second season confirmed, Netflix can correct its past errors. Adapted from Liu Cixin's first book, 3 Body Problem Season 1 stayed mostly true to the novel. While some changes were made, the show was largely a faithful adaptation. But there's a real risk that Season 2 could deviate like Altered Carbon did. Altered Carbon Season 1 was pretty faithful to the book trilogy, but Season 2 strayed so far from the source material that it ended up getting cancelled. The 3 Body Problem needs to avoid this pitfall. The solution is simple: stick to the source material. If the writers continue to follow the path set by Liu Cixin's trilogy, Season 2 stands a much better chance than Altered Carbon did. Netflix has a real opportunity to show they can finish what they start, something they've struggled with in the past, with shows like Altered Carbon getting cut short. If 3 Body Problem stays true to the books and keeps its narrative intact, it could be massive for Netflix and help them change their reputation for canceling shows too soon. Alright, let's dive back into When Calls the Heart Season 13. Fans are definitely excited for the return of this fan-favorite series, which has been a hallmark of Hallmark Channel's programming. Season 12 is set to premiere in May 2024, but what about Season 13? It's still up in the air, but there's hope for it to happen. Given how successful the show has been, it wouldn't be surprising if the network decided to renew it. But could Season 13 be the final season, or is there more in store for Hope Valley? Keep reading for the latest updates. While Hallmark hasn't confirmed anything yet, it's likely we'll hear about Season 13 sometime in the next year. The show has been doing great, so the possibility of more seasons is definitely there. But will it wrap things up with Season 13, or will the journey continue? Only time will tell. There's also been talk of another spin-off. The first one, When Hope Calls, moved to Great American Family and hasn't been seen since 2021, so it's possible Hallmark could expand the When Calls the Heart universe further. Hallmark's EVP of Programming, Lisa Hamilton Daly, mentioned that they're always brainstorming ways to grow the franchise. She acknowledged that the cast, especially Aaron Krakow, is crucial to the show's success, but if the show were to end, they might explore new options. As for Season 12, production started back in July, and while an official premiere date hasn't been announced yet, fans can expect it to air sometime in 2025. Chris McNally, who plays Lucas, hinted at a possible new romance for his character, with a new character coming to town that could create some sparks. Sounds like there's plenty to look forward to. That said, the possibility of Lee joining Lucas in Capital City could have a big impact on Season 13 of When Calls the Heart, especially as it could shift the dynamics of both the town and the story. At the end of Season 11, Lucas made it clear that if he wanted to make a real impact on the National Park project, he'd need to be in Capital City, and he hoped Lee would join him. If Lee does decide to leave Hope Valley, it would be a huge decision, not just for him, but also for his relationship with Rosemary and the town itself. Lee's involvement in the National Park project could be key for Lucas, given Lee's role as acting mayor in Season 11 and his connections to the town. His support could help Lucas push through the plan, especially when it comes to navigating local resistance, like from Edie Martell and the Cattlemen's Association. But if Lee stays in Hope Valley, it could create a bit of tension between the two friends, especially as they face obstacles from people like Edie, who represents the rancher's concerns. On top of all that, Lee's decision would affect his personal life too. Rosemary is a huge part of his life, and she's already deeply involved in Hope Valley's growth. If Lee were to leave for Capital City, it would strain their relationship, especially with the future of Hope Valley and their business, the newspaper, hanging in the balance. The plotline with Lucas and Lee could really test the strength of both their friendship and their individual futures. All of these moving pieces will likely have a ripple effect on Season 13's story. If Lee does go to Capital City, it might open up new avenues for Lucas's National Park project and further explore the idea of the town's growth, but it could also complicate the personal relationships that fans have come to love. We'll have to see how it all unfolds. As for Faith, the actress who plays her, she shared that while Faith is lonely and still wants love, she's now more fulfilled than ever, thanks to young Lily coming into her life. Love might still be part of Faith's future, but her focus has always been on her work as a doctor, which has kept love on the back burner. Faith is a modern woman in the 1920s, and while she'd love a partner, it's about finding the right person. Plus, it'd be hilarious to see May and Mike give relationship advice since they're still figuring things out themselves. On the flip side, Season 4 of The Way Home is shaping up to be another exciting chapter, with a few things already confirmed. Andie MacDowell will return as the matriarch Delilah Dell Landry, keeping the heart of the show intact. Alongside her, Kyler Lee will reprise her role as Catherine Cat Landry DeWan, Dell's daughter, and Sadie LaFlamme Snow will once again bring Alice to life. Fans can also expect to see Evan Williams back as Elliot, who still has feelings for Cat, and Jefferson Brown will likely return as Colton Landry. As for new faces, the time-traveling nature of the series leaves room for fresh characters and even more exploration of the main cast's pasts. Season 3 introduced us to younger versions of Dell, played by Julia Thomasone, and Colton, played by Jordan Dow, and we could see more of their pasts in Season 4. That being said, anything beyond the core cast is just speculation for now, so we'll have to wait for more updates. Season 4 will probably pick up after the shocking twists of Season 3, likely starting with a time jump as we've seen in previous seasons. This time jump will probably serve as a springboard to dive into the consequences of those twists and explore the in-between moments. And since time travel is central to the story, we can definitely expect more surprises. Colton won't be the only one jumping through time this season. There's a lot to look forward to as the story continues to unfold. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.